What's up, guys? My name is George and this is SaaS Master. Today we're going to check out PhoneWagon. We're going to talk about the good part, the bad part, the controversial part about PhoneWagon's first deal, and an overview of PhoneWagon's app. Let's get over with the first part. Okay, so the good part about PhoneWagon is that you get access to numbers and they can call you through them and they can be forwarded to a real number. That means you don't have to give out your phone number, your real phone number, to actually get calls. So that's a good part, right? The bad part is that you can't actually get calls if you don't actually have a phone number where they can call you to. So for example, the deal on this one is Canada and US, right? So you can grab numbers from there. But if you don't actually own a Canada or US number, they can't forward the call to you. PhoneWagon gives you the access to a phone number, but doesn't mean you can make calls or receive calls directly on that line. So what it does is that I select the number on PhoneWagon. Let's just hypothetically say US number, okay? And I have to forward that number to a real phone number that I have in US. So what does that mean? That means that if you don't actually own a phone number from that country, it's worthless. PhoneWagon is not for you, okay? Just get that straight out. And same applies for international numbers. That's the bad part about this. The other bad part that I found about PhoneWagon is their lack of support. Support is really bad. It took like 2 weeks for them to respond. I had to find out an email that I can email directly. I think it was Tommy, and that guy really responded, so that's pretty cool. And just today, I sent a new message, and they responded that one, but they didn't respond the last ones. So it's that thing. But at the end of the day, the SaaS is really good. All right, the controversial part about the first deal and the new deal, right? So I got the first deal that changed. I think it was 24 hours or 48 hours after this. I got the first deal that had international numbers. So I got Swedish numbers, Italian. What else did I get? Spain, and I think it was like UK and one more. I think other country. That's really cool, right? So I got the first deal and I got the international numbers. But what's so bad about it? Well, if I don't live in that country, if I don't actually have an address there, I can't use that number. So basically, it's pretty pointless, right? But if you live in those countries where you actually got that international deal, this would have been fantastic if you got it. And if you got that deal, don't let it go if you're in that country because it will be really good to have it. So the new deal is this one. It's a $79 one. And what it does, it gives you, like I said, US and Canada numbers. Let's jump into the view plans right here. So you get access to 5 numbers. You can switch them around. You can delete and add them really easily and really quickly without any problems. I'll show you that in a bit. You get 500 minutes per month. It is not stackable. So that means you can have 1,000, 1,500, or 5 numbers and then 10 numbers. No, just one single code. Instant setup, you only get US and Canada numbers. Toll-free numbers are included. So that's really, really cool. I actually got a toll-free number for US. Port your number in if you need. Call recording, whisper messages, greetings, so on and so forth. We'll check them out in the platform. So this is PhoneWagon's platform. And like I said, the platform is really solid. The only thing I wish they hyped, like they made it even better, was their support. But overall, the SaaS works. It just does what it has to do, and you get the analytics for it. So you get this analytics. For example, I have had 10 activities right here. You got the analytics right here. You can add different companies. I've only added one. You can add more. I added my numbers right here. And you got metrics right here that you can filter out a little bit more. And you got the recording history right here. So let's go into Log Explorer. To start off, this is a Log Explorer. Also, it gives you more analytics. Let's go back. Like I said, this is going to be an overall video. The numbers, let's go back into numbers. Obviously, I will hide my number because that's my personal number. I added a US 800 number. So that's pretty cool that we get this for free. Like I said, you add the number, but you have to forward it to a real line. So be aware. If I add a number, I have these options. So in my case, I got the international lines. So that means I have these countries available. If you didn't, you would only see United States and Canada. So if I select United States, I can select the area code. So any area code that I want. And then, well, I'll just use this one, right? I'll select that one, and then I would choose the number that I would want. So for example, I want this one, right? And I would just add it, and then I can delete it again if I don't need it. Why would I want to do this, right? You might want to ask yourself, why would I want PhoneWagon to do this? Well, let's just say you want a line to list something on Craigslist and you just want to list it to sell a computer, and that's all, right? You don't want them. You don't want to give out your real number. Or you're doing Google Ads for a company, and obviously you're doing the process for them, and you need to keep control of it, or just whatever you want, right? So you create a number for that ad, and they'll call through there. You got the static style, and you got the dynamic number also, so that's available. What happens if I select, for example, France? If I wanted a France number, I could select it, but I cannot add it because I do not live in that country. Now, how does PhoneWagon decide if you can add a number or not? Well, PhoneWagon works, I think, behind it, Twilio, because it gives you a Twilio link. And that Twilio link gives you this information. So, phone number regulations. So that means, hey, I want a number from, let's just say over here on my list, I want a number from Sweden, right? So, oh, that's pretty cool. I want a Sweden number. But if you don't live there, you can't have one of them. So let's go to Sweden. Search for that. Okay, here it is. Okay, Sweden. Whoops, that was wrong. Sweden. I'll click on Sweden, and Twilio will give me the regulations that I actually need to get a line on Sweden. So these are the phone regulations. So in this case, it fits in requirements for individuals, not business. I need this documentation, name. So no document required, so I don't need that, but I need an address. So this is proof of Swedish address. So I need one of these, government issue ID showing Swedish address, utility bill, tax notice, rent receipt, or title deed. One of those so I can actually grab one of those numbers. If it's for business, well, same things, but this different depending on the country. And let's just say, what about if this was Italy, all right? So what are the regulations for Italy? Let's click on Italy, and these vary depending on the country, right? So on Italy, they are more strict. You can see if you need a proof of identity, one of these, and proof of local address. So in this case, you need a local address to get that. And these are the notices. And for business, this is what you need also. So, I mean, some people got really mad or they got sad because they didn't get the first deal with international numbers. And I guess it's not all that bad because you couldn't just add the numbers. You needed an actual address. What this could be good for is that, let's just say you got this for a business, right? I'm a marketing agency. What if you got a client on Italy or Canada? Well, Canada's no problem, right? Sweden, Spain, or France. Well, you have the option to let them send you the documentation and then you can add the number. So in that sense, that's cool that you got the international numbers. But the ones that don't have any problems to add is United States, United Kingdom, and Canada. Those are really easy to add, no problems. You just select it and add the number. So it's pretty easy to add it in that sense. And once you add it, you have a whole lot of options that you can do with it. So let's just say I select the Canada number. For example, this one, I'll go next. You have all these options. So you can call our name. So this is Canada number. And I'm going to route it to what number? Remember, we cannot receive calls directly on that number. So we need to forward it to an actual real number. So in this case, I need to have a Canada line. I think Canada might let you use a US line. Not sure, just saying. Because I think they just kind of just mix. So I'll select my line. I won't do it here because I don't want to show my real number. And I could do text forwarding. I can enable that. Call recording. It's going to say if I want to approve that. Yes. Do we want to show a greeting? For this, we can select a greeting or we can use a text greeting for that. We can play a whisper message. So we can show that there, or we can show caller ID or not. We have all those options available. So it's pretty cool that I think PhoneWagon is a pretty solid SaaS in that sense. Let's go to users. Users, obviously, you add here your users. No problems with that one. Just add your users as owners or team members. Call flows. This is a really good one because it lets you kind of automate what you're going to do. Let me show you how this works. Let's add a call flow, and I'll use it for this company. And it's going to show me the options right now. Give it a second. You got these type of flows that you want to do. So it's just like forward a call to another number. Sequential flow, simultaneous ring. So you want to ring it to both numbers. IVR menu, round robin, and blank flow. So let's just add a call forward and I'll show you in a bit. So call forward creates like an automation type of flow and you can add more steps to it. So once this happens, you can add another step to it. So like a greeting message, or you want to add another step, so on and so forth. So I can forward the incoming calls to this number also. I can add, I'll give you this one. For example, greeting message. You can upload a recording right here, a greeting message, and add another flow and actually call also. So there's many things you could do. The IBR, not sure what that is, what IBR means, but you can do it, right? There you go. And you got the if caller presses 1. So, oh, that must be like the recording. For sales, press 1. For accounting, press 2. And for support, press 3. So for example, if they press 1, it'll go to this number. If press 2 goes to that number. So it's pretty cool that you have these options available here. This is fantastic for businesses to keep track of what they're doing. And round robin, this is what it gives you. Oops, let me go back. Round robin. So send first call to this one, send next call to that one. Oh, so if a user calls twice, and this has happened to me in, for example, when I call a bank, one of my banks in Mexico, I call, no, not actually, no, I think it was my phone service. If you call once, they won't respond. They say it'll do like an auto recording message where it says, please do this first before you actually call support, blah, blah, blah. And you call again, and then it goes straight to the phone line where someone actually answers. So that's pretty cool to have that option available. Next thing we have, okay, no, yes, leave, go back. We have forward lines. So this is where you would add your forward lines. In this case, I'm blurring out my number, but you could see you can add your other numbers. So for example, if I'm gonna add a Canada number, I would add it here, and that's where it would forward when I select the number. So I selected Canada number, and I would have it forwarded to this specific number. And if I add a France number, I would do it that way also, and Italy, and so on and so forth. Company settings, obviously, which is edit your company here, and you have the numbers for that company, the minutes that you've used in the company, the SMS you've used in the company, and at the end, reports. So let's check out reports right here. You got these reports where you got this little pie chart and this graph, and it just gives you, like, for example, I've had 8 calls during this period, and to my US 800 number. That's what I called it because I actually added a US 800 number. So it's pretty cool. I'm forwarding a US 100 number to my normal line. So it's pretty cool that you can list your 800 number. That makes you look more professional than having a normal number. So in that sense, I think it's cool, right? So that is PhoneWagon. I think at the end of the day, even though people got mad at the beginning because they didn't get the international numbers, at the end of the day, it's still a good SaaS. The SaaS works just like it should. I haven't had any problems with it. The only issues is the support that I've had. I think many people have based their rating on that sense where the support is really bad. And you can actually see that when you read the reviews where it's mostly support problems and the international things. So it's sad that they got bad reviews because of for example, the previous version where they didn't get the international numbers, because I mean, deal changed. I know it sucks. I didn't like that they did that because people wanted those numbers. And at the end of the day, like I said, I can't use Spain, Sweden, France because I don't live there, but I have the option in case I get a client there. And at the end of the day, I still have the option for my US number. I have a UK number that I bought also for that I can receive calls, right? So I can use UK here also. So I can use US and UK without any problems. There you go, guys. I think that is the quick overview and overall of PhoneWagon. I think it's definitely worth having for $79. I know the minutes are not a lot of minutes. 500 minutes, if you actually use this a lot, it's not a lot. In my case, I don't use it a lot. I think it's more than enough for me. And you get the SMSs also. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. My name is George, and this is SaaS Master. I'll see you guys later.